On 18th of September, 19 Indian soldiers were killed in a militant attack in Aurora area of Baramulla district. 4 militants attacked the Indian Army brigade headquarters in Aurora, near the line of control in a pre-dawn ambush. The attack was initiated at about 5:30 am. Militants lobbed 17 grenades in 3 minutes. A rear administrative base camp with tents caught fire, resulting in death of Indian Army men. After the attacks, the details emerged and were disclosed by DGMO, Director Generals of Military Operation, Ranbir Singh. DGMO shared the list of objects recovered from dead terrorists: 4 AK-47 rifles, 4 grenade launchers, 4 under-barrel grenade launchers, 39 under-barrel grenades, 5 hand grenades, 2 radio sets, 2 global positioning systems, 2 map sheets, 2 metric sheets, large quantity of food and medicine packets. All of these had marking of Pakistan.
Number 5.
India has been on the receiving end of Pakistan-sponsored terrorism for a long time. Let us understand the background. On 16th of December 1971, the war in East Pakistan came to an end, when the Pakistani Army led by General Niazi surrendered to the Indian Army led by General J.S. Aurora. To learn more, check the video on above card. This humiliation is engraved in Pakistan's military establishment, and there is always a never-ending thought of revenge in Pakistan's side. But they also realize that they cannot defeat India in a face-to-face war. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto promised of a 1,000-year war, and General Zia formulated this strategy to bleed India through 1,000 cuts. Pakistan has been actively pursuing this strategy ever since. There is also another aspect. Enmity with India is an instrument to stoke the nationalist fervor inside the common people of Pakistan. Kashmir issue is also kept alive so that Indo-Pak relation is never normal, and a constant state of tension is maintained. This helps the Pakistan military and ISI massively. Here is how. Financial angle. In a country like Pakistan, which will go bankrupt in 15 days without foreign funding, the Pakistan military and ISI officials enjoy life of luxury at the expense of common people. They use propaganda to make sure that common people of Pakistan are made to think that India wants to attack Pakistan, and project themselves as protectors. By doing so, they devour the major chunk of country's resources and foreign funding, leaving the people of Pakistan with peanuts. Political angle. Pakistan military and ISI have also been able to dictate terms to civilian government and have made the democratically elected government a puppet in their hands. Pakistan military and ISI basically runs the country by proxy, and uses the faces of civilian leadership to secure international acceptance and monetary aid.
Number 4.
Uri attack has been a tipping point both for the political class as well as the common people of India. PM Modi tweeted, "We strongly condemn the cowardly terror attack in Aurora. I assure the nation that those behind this despicable attack will not go unpunished." DGMO Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh said, "We have the desired capability to respond to such blatant acts of aggression and violence as deemed appropriate by us." He further added, "We reserve the right to respond at a time and place of our choosing." There has also been widespread condemnation by international community.
Number 3.
DGMO Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh said that there were very specific and credible information that some terrorist units had positioned themselves to infiltrate. Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor of India, was the brain behind the operation, and he oversaw the operation personally. Though full details are not disclosed yet, 5 crack teams were formed, each having about 20 to 25 commandos. ISRO's Cartosat-2C images helped with narrowing down the locations for the strikes. Cartosat-2C has high-resolution camera, and is able to shoot still images as well as videos. The Army had kept the LOC over an arc of 250 kilometers under surveillance for the past weeks. As a diversionary tactic, shelling on various posts on the other side had started by 9 p.m. previous night to confuse the Pakistan Army.
Number 2.
A surgical strike is basically a military attack which results in only damage to the intended legitimate military target, and no or minimal collateral damage. Surgical strikes are generally swift and are pre-planned. Ghatak platoon of 6 Bihar and 10 Dogra units were made part of the surgical operations as they were familiar with the terrain. It also gave them a sense of responsibility in avenging the deaths of their fellow army men. Both units suffered losses in the Uri terror attack. Commandos were equipped with Teva and M4 guns, grenades, and smoke grenades. They also carried under-barrel grenade launchers, UBGL, and night vision devices. They wore camera-mounted helmets. The commandos were airdropped at the LOC, from where they crossed over to the Pakistani side. According to reports, paratroopers from Special Forces were involved. The Army commandos crawled through mud, rocks and even landmines for about 3 kilometers. Their destinations included 7 launch pads where a large number of terrorists had gathered. The launch pads were for terrorists waiting to infiltrate into the Indian side of the LOC, to carry out terror attacks in the country. These were located in Bimbar, Kel, Tutapani and Lipa areas. After reaching the target spot at about 2 a.m., the commandos used the element of surprise to mount rapid and deadly attacks on the enemy. It is estimated that about 50 terrorists have been neutralized along with 2 Pakistani Army troopers, who were there to protect them. The gunfight lasted 3 to 4 hours. All the commando teams had returned to the Indian side of the LOC by 4:30 a.m.
Number 1.
The need to teach a lesson to the Pakistani establishment was being keenly experienced in the top rungs of the Indian government in the light of inflamed public opinion following the Uri attack. There is a need to impose some costs, a member of ruling party, BJP, said a day before the cross-LOC strikes, summing up the mood. It was paramount that India strike back, as without that, it will be taken for granted by Pakistan. Vajpayee displayed the political conviction in conducting Pokhran too. But Vajpayee, despite a massive mobilization after the 2001 attack on Parliament, did not cross the LOC. PM Modi did. This marks a historical strategic policy shift by India. Forces always had the capability to answer the enemies in a decisive manner. It's that the previous leaders had tied their hands. This is a major step towards India shunning the image of soft power. India has stood up to its enemies and has sent a strong signal not only to Pakistan but also to the world.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting. Kindly provide your feedback in the comment section, this will help us improve.